Brock Lesnar. At 6'5", walking around at 280 pounds of muscle, Brock Lesnar basically looks like a giant condom stuffed with walnuts. Only if giant condoms were decorated with two of the ugliest tattoos that you will ever see in your life. And listen, I mean all of that as a total compliment, because what I'm really saying is Brock Lesnar does not need words to intimidate his opponent. Just walking into the room, the reality is that was enough to intimidate people. But few UFC champions extended their rivals the same disdain as Lesnar. And if you think as a WWE guy, he'd be all in on doing over-the-top promos, peppered with witty but well-scripted insults, and doing his best to entertain you in interviews, well, you'd be wrong. Brock Lesnar's interviews and press conference appearances, the reality is they were as blunt as the hammer fist that he delivered during his UFC heavyweight title reign. This is a man who couldn't give a fuck who likes or dislikes him. This guy just said whatever came to his mind in as direct a way as possible. Because basically, what the hell was anybody going to do about it? Nobody was safe from Brock Lesnar's verbal abuse. Not the media, not the UFC sponsors, and certainly not even his own team when he coached the Ultimate Fight. Insulting, rude, obnoxious, well, that was Brock Lesnar just doing what Brock Lesnar does.
Well, a guy like Brock Lesnar, man, I swear that if Brock Lesnar got into mixed martial arts right out of college, well, went college wrestler, right into training, really learned striking, and learned slowly, like took some small fights.
Like John Jones did.
Yeah, and then, but really learned striking instead of like spending all that time doing WWE, which I'm sure he made a fuckload of money.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, good for him. That's all great and everything like that. But man, I think he could have been one of the all-time greats. I really do.
He was so strong.
He's a freak.
Nobody I remember cutting that much to heavyweight.
He was giant.
Yeah, those heavyweights would weigh in with their jeans on because they're like, oh, whatever I am.
It was also there was no testing back then. You got to realize that the testing back then was horseshit. And the best way to show that the testing was horseshit was to show when Alistair Overeem fought Brock. That was the steroid Olympics. Those two guys together inside the octagon. But that was also Brock less than a year from diverticulitis surgery, where they had to remove, I think, 12 inches.
That's crazy.
Of his fucking colon. Well, he was, and then he came back.
But he was done as the Brock Lesnar that everybody feared.
Well, he says that he was compromised even before that. He said he was compromised before the Kane fight and before a lot of his other fights, even the fight with Shane Carwin, from diverticulitis. Like he was suffering from it for a long time, and he just thought that was just exhausted from training, but really he was having this blockage and all this issue.
It's not about bragging. It's not about being better than somebody, but it's about skill sets. There's no question in my mind that the times that when I was in my prime, that I was the most well-rounded fighter out there. Or in the world. I was the one that knew how to kickbox. I did kickboxing and Muay Thai. I competed in events in Japan. And I was a submission specialist going into the UFC for the very first time. So I was the most well-rounded fighter in there. Being able to fight a guy like Brock Lesnar, who is a wrestler, who has very limited skills in striking, in my prime, and him in his prime, he doesn't have a chance because it's the same thing as Severn. How can you beat me? You can't beat me. If I'm in my prime and I have all those skill sets in my prime, and in his prime, he was very limited on his skill sets, how can you beat me?
To me, because of the way the sport's structured, some athletes would have never survived in a really competitive environment. Would Brock Lesnar have made it to the top of the UFC rankings if the UFC actually had real rankings? If the sport was free and open to every athlete to compete?
Brock, you got to hand it to him. He got that tattoo of the dagger because he felt like the WWE was holding him hostage, like he was kind of a prisoner, and then he broke off and came to UFC, won the title, and then now he went back on his own terms, and man, he's got it made. Like his schedule, he's just on the big events and shit, and he's the champion, right? It's awesome. And then he gets to go to WWE, where he probably isn't under the scrutiny of USADA, and work on his strength, and then get off, then come back.
I think that Brock Lesnar should just have been count his lucky star. he has been given opportunities that did he deserve? Nope. Count your lucky stars. Me personally, outside looking in, there's stay with your professional wrestling. It'll be a lot easier on your body.
I have mad respect for Brock, and I have mad respect for everybody in the fight business and in the wrestling business. But I think it's just one of those things that need to be done. You know, there's big matchups all the way across the board. They looked at Brock fighting John Jones. That was one thing that was talked about. Everybody was like, "Wow, that's awesome." Floyd Mayweather fighting Conor. Oh, these are different matchups that people want to see. And I think right now people are starting to move more into that entertainment aspect of wanting to see those different contests and different matchups. And Brock and myself, whether it's in professional wrestling or whether it's in a fight, I think it needs to be done. So.